So the sun is setting very quickly these days, but I have two rolls of film in two cameras that I need to finish so that I can send the film off to the lab. There's a plane coming. This is my Olympus XA2. It was a Christmas gift maybe 2 years ago, and I used it to shoot some like behind the scenes shots for like a lifestyle brand in DC, and that was part of like a larger campaign, a larger shoot. So I was not the only photographer there, but definitely need to get this one finished up so that I can send it off to the lab. I have about 4 shots left on this one, and the other one, this is my grandfather's Nikon Action Touch. It's like fully autofocus, fully automated film camera, 35 millimeter, and it's supposedly waterproof, weatherproof. My grandfather took it when he sailed solo across the Atlantic Ocean back in like the 2000s or something like that. Pretty crazy, but I inherited this, and I tried to shoot this one roll through it when I went on a backpacking trip with my dad and my sister last summer. And I got what I'm like 25 frames through, and the shutter button just sort of jammed up. Like I couldn't take any more photos with it. I'm just gonna keep talking through this. The shutter button jammed up, and I didn't know at the time if it was like the battery was dead or something, because this takes 2 AA batteries. So I didn't know if the battery was dead or if something else was wrong with it. But I pulled it out of my closet maybe like a week ago. Shutter works again. No idea what was going on. But yeah, so I'm going to try and shoot the rest of this today so I can get that sent off, so I can get the rest of the 20-some pictures from my hiking trip. So that's kind of the plan. It's getting pretty dark pretty fast. Now there's a train. I am on the Mount Vernon Trail. It's a biking trail that goes along the, what river is this? The Potomac. That's what it is. So it's a biking trail that goes along the Potomac, and it kind of loops around right near the airport. So that's why all the planes are going overhead. So we're going to walk around here and see if there's any compositions to take. That's kind of the plan. There's a bunch of these like bright red trees over here, and man, I would really like to be able to make composition with them, but I just feel like they're too ugly. It's also just hard for me to go through an entire roll of 35 millimeter film. Like, this shit is expensive. Ugh. These are gonna be shit. I know that they're gonna be shit. Whatever. That does sound really satisfying, though. This seems potentially more interesting. You know, I think I might be about to cash this roll. Hello? You're fucking kidding me. Oh, it's off. Jesus Christ. The idea of this camera is so cool, but it feels just so unreliable. Which is not really what you want out of an action cam, in my opinion. That might have been my last shot. Bet that was my last shot. Yep. Oh, there's people having a picnic over there. That's cute of them. Let's see if we can do this quickly. Now this one's a little bit different because has like different zones that you can focus in. Whenever you reset it, whenever you close the hood, it resets the focal distance. So I've gotten tripped up by that a couple of times. Let's try these trunks. Hello? And these both. Maybe we'll try this with some flash. I think with the flash fired. Alright, the sun's like actually legitimately setting now. This is getting worrisome. And maybe we'll give a glamour shot of the old bike. This bad boy's been through a lot. Boom, boom. That's it. There she goes. Yep. 2 rolls. Finished. Oh. We're gonna try our best to ignore those. The main thing that I wanted to talk about out here is kind of about self-confidence and failure in, I guess in this case it's with street photography, but could be anything. Street is something that takes a lot of self-confidence to be good at, in my opinion. If I want to get the shots that I like, I have to kind of put myself in uncomfortable situations and sort of let go of some of that fear that I have around what other people think of me, essentially. I live in DC, but I've had the chance to travel to New York 2 or 3 times in the last couple months. And during my most recent trip, I had wanted to make this video about shooting street in New York and what it was like to shoot street in New York. And I kind of just failed. I have a couple of clips from when I was in New York, but they're just not very good, and it was not very fun. Work ended up being way more stressful than I thought it was going to be, and I don't know, whenever I would go out to shoot on the street, I just felt really panicked. I felt really overwhelmed. I felt just like I couldn't get anything to click. And it got really frustrating. And that's how I felt in New York the last couple of times that I've been there. I don't know, maybe it's just because I have felt so scattered, and I was there for other reasons, and so maybe that contributed to some of it. Um, I've just come away with work the last couple of times that I'm just really not happy with. Um, and while I was in New York, I went into a little bit of a spiral about this. I could not stop thinking about, maybe I'm not cut out for street photography, or maybe I am not cut out for New York. Maybe I'm just not supposed to be doing street photography, or maybe I'm just not supposed to be in New York, and I just feel like there's this conception that New York City is like this some sort of mecca for street photographers, and that if you're going to be able to do street photography anywhere, you should be able to do it in New York because of the density of the people and everything like that. And I just found that it made it so much harder. Also, wow. Okay. And so the last day that I was there, I was just feeling really upset and dejected about it. And I texted Mary because I was like, maybe I should just get an earlier train home. I don't feel like this is a good use of my time. I just feel useless here, essentially. And she actually kind of pulled me out of it. She told me, what'd she say? She said, it's all education. Even if it's not perfect, the experience is important. And that kind of helped me put my head on my shoulders a little bit. Made me sort of take a step back and realize that every time I go out, it doesn't have to be perfect. Most of the times that I go out, it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to be failing, especially in street photography. I committed to staying out there for another 2 hours or so until my train was supposed to leave. And I went and I actually had kind of a good time in Bryant Park. I don't think that my photos there ended up being anything special by any means. Definitely not perfect. Probably not even portfolio worthy. But it was the experience that was so much different. I just had a much better outlook. I stopped panicking so much, and that just really changed everything for me. So yeah, I don't know. I think that this experience actually taught me a lot about what kind of mindset I need to be in, and what kind of mindset is helpful for me to succeed and to feel good about my work. Yeah. So I don't know if that's helpful, but it was helpful for me. Oh God, so cold. Oh, and also, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.